Hey, what's up? I'm Norris and welcome back to another sew along. Now today we'll be working on my latest Know Me pattern design, which is ME2105, and we will be working on view A, which is the turtleneck. Now if you're new to sewing or just want to brush up on your skills a little bit, you can visit our online sewing and design school, which is sewacademy.com. Go there, take advantage of our free trial, come back and then sew along with me. All right, let's get started. Okay, like I was saying, we're working on my latest Know Me pattern design, which is ME2105, and we're working on view A, which is the turtleneck. Now this is a very beginner friendly project. It's not too complicated, especially if you're familiar with working with knits. And if you look to the back, all the fabric suggestions is across the top. You want to take your body measurements, which is right here on the left side, and then you want to more or less find out where those sizes fit. And then to the bottom, you will get an accurate measurement on what this garment will measure once you sew it all up. So you'll know if you need a little bit more room or a little less room, where you should make adjustments. Okay, so now let's go through all the pattern pieces for this particular project. First, we have the neckband, which is pattern piece number 3. You want to cut 1 on the fold, which is here. Pattern piece number 2, this is the back. You want to cut 1 on the fold here, and you know that this is the turtleneck because it says back A. All right, so don't get confused with view B. And that's the same on the previous pattern piece, the neckband A. Pattern piece number 1, the front A, you want to cut 1 on the fold, which is here. And then last but not least, we have pattern piece number 4, sleeve A. You want to cut 2 of these out of your fabric. Okay, so once you cut all of your pattern pieces out of your fabric, we can begin order of construction. Okay, so our very first step, we're going to turn our back right side up, and then right side facing, we're going to take our front and we're going to connect them. Go ahead and start pinning at the shoulders, and don't forget to pin at your notch as well. Okay, so go ahead and head to the sewing machine, and you want to stitch across your shoulders using 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. Do that, come back, and we'll continue. Okay, so we're back from the machine. As you can see, we have these attached at the shoulders, and I went ahead and serged my seam and pressed that seam towards the back. Now we're gonna go ahead and work on the turtleneck. So this is what it looks like, right sides facing. You wanna go ahead and pin across this side here. Okay. Now head to the machine, stitch across using 5/8 of an inch seam allowance and press that seam open. Okay, so I stitched and went ahead and pressed that seam open. Now with wrong sides facing, the wrong sides touching each other, you want to go ahead and fold it at the fold line. Make sure you match up all your dots and markings, notches at the bottom. And because of this seam right here, that's going to go towards the back, and then towards the front we have notches to match up with the notches in the front. Okay, so let's go ahead and start pinning this together. That marking on the side should match up with that side seam, and then the same on the other side. Okay, so now we're going to head to the machine. We're going to stitch all the way around using 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. So I'm going to start at that back seam. Okay, so we're back from the machine. As you can see, we have our turtleneck on, and we just serged that seam and then pressed it down towards the front and the back. And of course, you can leave it a little taller like this, or you can fold it down to get a little turtleneck fold like this to make it a little thinner, depending on what your vibe is, what your outfit is. So now we're gonna move along and work on our sleeves. So we're gonna do a flat lay input. So we're gonna lay this down flat. This is our back right here, and then this is our front. Double notch for the back, single notch for the front. So now I'm gonna grab one of my pieces, match up all of my markings, and pin. Okay, so now that we have it all pinned, we're going to head over to the machine and we're going to start stitching, starting here all the way over to the other side using 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. Okay, so we're back from the machine. We went ahead and attached our sleeves, and then I went ahead and serged that seam right here real nice and clean, and I pressed it towards the front and the back. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and turn it wrong side out, right side facing. And I'm just going to work on one side at a time, and I'm going to continue down to the hem here of the turtleneck and then the hem of the sleeve. Okay, now that we have it all pinned, we're going to start at the hem of the sleeve all the way through our underarm and then down the side seam to the hem of the turtleneck. And we're using 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. Okay, so once you're done with this side, you want to pin and sew your other side the same exact way. Okay, so we're back from the machine. As you can see, we went ahead and closed out the underarm on the sleeve and then also the side seam. And then I also did a serge along that seam all the way, and I pressed that seam to the back. And then only thing left you have to do is the 1 inch hem on the sleeve and then the 1 1/4 inch hem on the turtleneck. All right, so after you do all of that, we're all done. All right, congratulations, you're all done. Now, I hope you enjoyed this sew along, and remember to tag me on all socials so I can see your amazing makes at Norris Dancer Forward, and I will see you in the next sew along.